Hey there, greetings everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here Monday night to do another look back at a classic rock album. This is the show in which I pick an album that's about 15 years or older that I consider to be a great album, like it's a two or a one or a masterpiece album. I did have the Marillion's Clutches at Straws, the one that I had talked about doing, but I couldn't find it in my list and I couldn't find it on the video list that I have, the playlist. But I know it was in there, so I found it and it is in there, so it's already done. So I had a backup album and we're going to go with this one, Rush's Counterparts. Yes, I always get this title messed up and people have accused me not being a Rush fan because I can't remember the name of the album. Well, that might be the case, or it might be just a case that I'm tired and old and can't remember everything. That's probably more likely the case. So, anyways, this album was released in June. I think it was June of 1993, from the Morin Heights studio, produced at the Morin Heights studio in Quebec. 54 minutes, 54 and a half minutes in length. On the Anthem record label, of course, and Peter Collins and Rush are the producers. Now, Peter Collins, I believe this is his first album working with Rush, had convinced them to go back to their more traditional hard sound, which they did. They didn't go back to that proggy sound, but they definitely went back to the hard sound that they were known for in their classic era. To me, this is the best, or arguably the best, Rush album to come out post-classic era. It, of course, features Geddy Lee on bass, vocals, and keyboards, Alex Lifeson on guitars, and Neil Peart on drums and percussion, as well as the lyrics. There are 11 tracks on this. Oh, I also forgot, John Webster does play some keyboards as a guest musician on this album as well. 11 tracks in this altogether. I'm just going to go over them a bit. So this album is much heavier than their five, I think there's five previous albums dating back to Grace Under Pressure. Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, Red Line, I think it's called, I can't remember. Presto, and oh Christ, I knew it too before I sat down, can't remember it. Anyways, I'm just rushed today, I'm tired, I'm not really paying attention too much to names and stuff like that. It seems to be the first thing that goes with me when that happens. Roll the Bones was the other one. So this one was the first one to come out after that kind of synth pop era, that kind of Police-y era, where they were trying to be more like the Police and trying to be more poppy oriented. This is the first one to come back with a vengeance. And it did a great job. It's a great album. I really like it a lot. It opens up with Animate, which I think is one of the great tracks, really catchy. I love the lyrics here. I love Geddy's voice. I think the bass is fantastic. And of course, the guitar is ripping here as well. Stick It Out, another great classic deep cut song from this album. Cut to the Chase, this is maybe the best track on the album. Great riff, catchy hook, lots of hooks here. Really a heavy song for Rush. At this period of time, they hadn't done anything like this for a while. Nobody's Hero, that's the kind of storyline, the more, what you would call time period kind of commentary on what was going on socially and politically at the time. Great song though. Between the Sun and the Moon, another catchy, riffy song as well. Lots of heavy riffs on this particular track. Alien Shore, that one I do like. It has a little bit of a kind of catchy riff and hook to it as well. I think Alex Lifeson, this is a return to that kind of form that made him great. There's a lot of that on this album. The Speed of Love, it's okay tune. I don't mind it. Double Agent, I think, is a little bit better than that, but still great song. Another catchy kind of heavy song as well. Leave That Thing Alone. Yeah, kind of a quirky commentary, I think. Then you get Cold Fire, which may be the big kind of well-known song from the album. Definitely catchy as hell as well. Lots of hooks on this song. Geddy Lee sounds great. Geddy's lead bass playing on this album is very predominant too. Everyday Glory. This is a good song to end the album. It's not terribly memorable song, but it's not a bad song. There's no really bad tracks on this album. I think it was well put together. Lots of heavier stuff. I think this may be the only album in which I may say this where I think the guitar and the bass are more dominant than the drums take a little bit of a background. That's not something that's common with Rush, and certainly not common on any of the albums. But this one, I find that both the guitar and the bass are really forward on this and sound great. It's a clear, clean sounding album. It's a nice return to form. I love the album. If they produced a lot of albums like this after, I would have been absolutely ecstatic. To be honest with you, Test for Echo, Vapor Trails, yeah, they're okay. They're not. They have some really great tracks on them, but not dominating like this one. And Snakes and Arrows may be my favorite. Clockwork Angels, another one that could possibly be better than it, but I think this one might be the crowning jewel of the post classic era. So there you have it. Rush's counterparts. So what would this be? Would this be their... This might be their 14th studio album, 14th or 15th maybe. I think it's their 14th though studio album. Just a great, great return to form. I like the album. I've wanted to do it for a while, but I've been putting it off because I like to save a couple in the back in case something misfires like it did today. So Counterparts by Rush, 1993. Excellent. Look back at a classic rock album. Fantastic. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss hearing more about these kind of albums. Any comments about the album or anything I've said, you can put those in the comments section below. And we will be back again next Monday night with another look back at another classic rock album. I hope to see you then. Take care and have yourself a good evening.